Okay, so this homework assignment is due on Thursday. Let's go ahead. To get full credit, you must take all video notes or correctly answer the questions. So for each expression, use a distributive property to write an equivalent expression. So now, two things that stick out to me are equivalent expression, distributive property. All right. So I know that using distributive property, I need to distribute my value outside of the parentheses with the sum of the values inside the parentheses. So, for example, for this one, I need to distribute my 4 with my x. And when I distribute an outside value with an inside value, it's multiplied, which is 4 times x, which is 4x, plus, and you see how like I carried the operation, and then 4 times 2, which is 8. Here, x is outside of the parentheses, and we know that this is also multiplication. So this is x is being distributed with the 8, plus the x is being distributed with the 6. So x times 8 is 8x, plus x times 6 is 6x. Here, this 4 is being distributed into the 2x, and the 4 is being distributed into the 3. When the 4 is distributed into the 2x, it becomes 8x, plus 4 times 3, which is 12. The 6 is being distributed into the x, the y, and the z. So it would equal 6x plus 6y plus 6z. Now, really quickly, using this understanding, I want to point out terms. So this has two terms. The 4x is one term, and the 8 is another term. There's also two terms. This also two terms, 8x and the 12. This three terms. Six x is a term, 6y is a term, 6,3 is a term, because each of the variables hold a different number. Okay. Priya rewrites the expression 8y minus 24 as eight groups of y minus 3. Han rewrites 8y minus 24 as two groups of 4y minus 12. Are Priya and Han's expression equivalent to 8y minus 24? So let's look at Han. So the result is 8y minus 24. And Han wrote 8 groups of y minus 3. Now, if I distribute my 8 into the y, that gives me 8y. And if I distribute my 8 into my 3, that gives me 24. So Han is correct because Han's expression is equivalent to 8y minus 24. Now let's look at Priya. Priya's expression has to be equivalent to 8y minus 24. And Priya wrote two groups of 4y minus 12. 2 is distributed into 4y, that's 8y. And 2 is distributed into 12, which is 24. Yes. Priya is also correct, which shows that 8y minus 24 is equivalent to 8y minus 3 and to 4y minus 12. There are multiple equivalent expressions. Select all of the expressions that are equivalent to 16 plus 36. Okay, so let's see. If I distribute 16 into 16x, it will get 16x. And if I distribute 16 into 220, well, that will be 200. 6 times 20. Oh, 16 times 10 is 160. 320. So no, that is not equivalent. X is distributed into 16 plus 36. Well, X distributing into 16, which will give you 16x plus 36x. Let's go back to terms. These are two terms, 16x and 36. These are the same terms. So these are not correct because it's the same term. 4 times 4x. 4 groups of 4x plus 9. 4 times 4x equals 16x. And then 4 distributed into 9 plus 36 is equivalent to 16x plus 36. Two groups of 8x plus 18 is 2 is distributed to 8x, that'll be 16x plus 2 distributed to 18, 36 equals 16x. And 2 into 8x equals 16x plus 72. It's not equal. So there's a different constant. The area of a rectangle is 30 plus 12x. List 3 possibilities for the length and the width of the rectangle. So area equals length times width. So I'm gonna show you something. The area is 30 plus 12x, right? That's the area. You have to ask yourself, how many groups of what it create 30 plus 12? 12x. These are two terms. Now, in order to do that, right, you have to find common factors shared between 30 and 12. So 30 and 12. 1 and 30, 2 and 15, 3 and 10, 5 and 6. 4 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. What are some shared factors? Well, 1 and 1 are shared, 2 and 2 are shared, 3 and 3 are shared, 6 and 6 are shared. Using the factors, you can use factorization to create this. If I put two groups of something, two groups of what creates 30 and 12x? Two groups of 15 and 2 times what? Two, it's like 2 times what is 15? 2 times what is 12? But it's not just 6, it's 6x. So the length would be 2 and the width would be 15 plus 6x. Another one could be 3 groups of 5 plus 4x. And another one could be 6 groups of I'm sorry, this is 3 groups of 10 plus 40, and it's 6 groups of 5 plus 2x. All right. Select all the expressions that are equivalent to 1/2 z. So I know that 1/2 z is 1/2 times z, right? Which means that z is over 1, and I multiply across, which is z over 2, which means z divided by 2. This is graded, and I created multiple equivalent expressions. How could you solve this?